On today's video, we answer your questions and clear up your confusions about Apple coming to the Raleigh, North Carolina area. Hi, this is Chris Morton, real estate broker with eXp Realty in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we were not planning on doing another Apple is coming to Raleigh video, but we felt the need because of all the comments we received. There was a lot of confusion about what's going on. And also we felt the need to answer and call out a few snarky comments we got as well. And speaking of snarky comments, we got this one from Larry. Apple's 3,000 people are 0.0027 of the area's population. And while they have a higher than average incomes, it's a tiny thing. If we take the rosy scenario of those jobs creating 6,000 total jobs and the population soon at 1.5 million, they will still remain at 0.004. Well, Larry, thank you for your math. And perhaps you didn't watch the video all the way through. We did where we explained it wasn't Apple coming and bringing 3,000 people that was the big deal. It was the mystique and the aura of Apple coming that was the big deal. That Apple was going to not only be bringing their 3,000 people and then all those ancillary jobs that were going to be created, but also the publicity of them coming to the area was going to drive up more people coming in. In fact, we've just recently heard Nike is out sniffing around looking for land in our area, so it's already begun. So there you go, Larry. Hope that explains things to you. And in response to our calling the 20 or 30 minutes around the Apple future campus, the Silicon Circle, we got this little ditty from Shalini. There can only be one Silicon Valley, and prices of the houses in the Silicon Valley did not go up only for Apple. Yes, Shalini, we get that. We know Silicon Valley is the most amazing place on earth, that gold drips from the sky and roses and love are surrounding everyone. That's not what we were saying. We're not comparing the Silicon Circle, as we call it, to the Silicon Valley in California. What we're saying is that there's an area that's going to be the sweet spot where houses will go up, and we called that the Silicon Circle because, you guessed it, there's a lot of tech companies in that circle. Now, the other part of your comment about that the prices didn't go up just because Apple, yes, we're familiar with that. They also didn't go up just because of Cisco and NetApp and Pfizer and Nike and Google and Microsoft and IBM and everybody else in the Silicon Circle. It's the collective, it's the image of it. So we hope that helps you out as well. And then this from Kristen, when we were talking about the prices in that Silicon Circle will be the highest, and then the areas around it like North Raleigh and Chapel Hill won't go up as much. Anyway, Kristen said, I have to disagree with you on the North Raleigh, Chapel Hill areas being less desirable to live in and work at RTP. You would be surprised how many people I know currently live in northern areas that are far norther than North Raleigh, such as Wake Forest and Youngsville, and they commute to RTP for work. For them, it's a commute of about 30 to 40 minutes, and it's worth it to them to have something a little bit more affordable and a little bit further out from all the traffic and craziness. Marcy also said, nah, in North Carolina, people drive. They want quality of life in the outer areas, and that will be the outer circle. Yes, you both are correct. People do want quality of life. They want a slower pace of life than in that tight circle probably, but what we meant was in that 20 to 30 minute drive, now the currently 20 to 30 minute drive, it could possibly become a 45-minute drive later. So, do people coming from California where they have 2-hour commutes want to come to North Carolina and have a 2-hour commute? Probably not. They're going to want to live in the Silicon Circle where they can have a 35, 45-minute commute versus living out in Youngsville, which is a great area, but it could turn into an hour-and-a-half commute. That's what we were saying. And then we got this comment from quite a few viewers. Hey, you do know that the majority of the RTP area is in Durham, with some in Morrisville and Cary. But we noticed that the majority of the video talks about Raleigh, but RTP isn't in Raleigh at all. Yes, you are absolutely correct. RTP is not in Raleigh. In our videos, we have to talk about Raleigh because people nationally generally know about Raleigh, or we talk about the Raleigh area, or we talk about the RTP or the Triangle. We don't really talk about specific other cities because most people around the country don't know about that. For example, Just like you would see someone in Northern Virginia saying they live in the DC area, or someone in Santa Monica or Burbank or Hollywood or West Hollywood say they live in LA or the LA area. It's kind of the same thing. Nationally, people know Raleigh, they know the Raleigh area, they sometimes may even know the Triangle, but a lot of people don't know about Cary, Morrisville, Durham, etc., etc., etc. So that's why we say Apple is coming to the Raleigh area. Bettino comments, but Austin prices are rising more because of low interest and not necessarily for Apple. Yes, Bettino, you're absolutely right. Low interest rates are affecting Austin. They're also affecting the Raleigh area. And we understand it isn't just Apple that's bringing in the drama and the increase in prices that you're seeing in Austin. Again, it's the aura of Apple, the hype of Apple that's bringing in that excitement and those increased prices. And that's why we anticipate the same thing's going to happen here in the Raleigh area. Kimberly comments, this is a bit unfortunate in my opinion. I'm in walking distance of one of Apple's offices in North Austin. I imagine even more people will be moving to Raleigh now. I was debating moving to Raleigh to get away from Austin and its extreme influx of people. Yes, Kimberly, I totally get that. In fact, we've had quite a few people from Austin that have reached out to us about moving this way. We've got a couple under contract right this minute to buy a house and more on their way. And absolutely right. I think it will be something that's going to happen in our area soon. And as we always say, we always want to arm you with knowledge and prepare you for the future. I don't think things are quite as bad in our area here in Raleigh as they are in your area in Austin quite yet. So I think you've got a little bit of time to get here, but you better hurry quick. Wob says, was planning to buy a house, but I'm not really ready yet. Living in an apartment until January 2022. Would it be too late to get a house here at that point? Wob, I don't really think so. I think you're going to be okay. Prices will continue to go up, but I don't think the dramatic impact of Apple and all the other companies coming is going to really hit us until 2023. I would say you probably want to hurry quick and be pretty solid on your January move date. The stats are showing you can't save enough money to outrace the appreciation that's happening in our market right now. So be prepared for that. You may end up having to buy a home that's a little smaller than you could buy if you buy right now. But I totally get it if you're in a lease or if you're just getting to the area and trying to figure out where you want to live. It's a smart move to make. But in other words, just want to let you know you want to be prepared and make that move in January. RH says, I suspect that people with a ton of cash to invest will be buying houses now in order to resell later. The return would be way more than a savings bank account. Yeah, RH, I definitely agree with you. In fact, we've had dozens and dozens of investors reach out from all over the country interested in buying in the Raleigh area, specifically near the Apple campus, and they've cited our videos and said, we want to buy in the Silicon Circle. So it is definitely something that's happening. We're definitely seeing an influx of demand, and there's therefore going to be an influx of money coming in wanting to buy up those houses. And we've also had a lot of people commenting about us leaving things out of our videos or misspeaking. So as far as leaving things out, there's topics that we plan to speak about in specific videos, and maybe we're going to expand upon them in a future video. And so we may not give you a ton of detail on that topic in video 1 because there's going to be video 2, video 3 that may be coming out later. And as far as misspeaking or saying an inaccurate word, absolutely it happens. We are full-time real estate agents working about 100 hours a week with our clients, and so we have to film these videos at odd hours. In fact, it's 10 a.m. right now when we're filming this, so yeah, it happens. We misspeak. It's not intentional. It's something that just happens. So we hope this clears up any confusion you may have or any questions you may have about Apple coming to Raleigh. We promise we're going to get back to doing some non-Apple related videos. And with that being said, please like and subscribe below. This has been Chris Morton. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.